Hi everyone, we are in Florence, Italy, and we are here with Katrin Alvarez, one of my favorite artists. And she knows I am a very good admirer of your work. And I want to give a chance on this heart-to-heart interview to really go deep into the heart. And we're going to start asking you just about your work.
Well, I see myself as a sort. Shall I take it? Yes. As a sort of journalist who doesn't work with words. I work with a brush, and I look at the dark sides of life, but I force myself not to forget the light and beautiful arts of life, because life is such an incredible, beautiful thing, and we only have this one. So I think both sides belong to it, the dark sides and the beautiful sides. And it's so much to see and so much to paint. And I love my job. I love it. I love it so much. It makes me so rich, because when I'm sitting in front of a canvas and it's empty, 3 days afterwards is full of people and full of colors and universes. I'm a sort of, well, I really feel rich, very rich.
And we are rich that we get to see the work and get the message and the energy that you express to it. And I get so many different, and I'm sure you see it too, and as a curator and in our exhibition, so many different reactions to your work. It always evokes an emotion. And I think that is pretty much what we want when we create art as artists, to evoke an emotion. What emotions are you drawing from?
Fear. You mean the people who look at my paintings?
Yes.
For example, this drawing, I showed it the first time, as far as I remember, in Cologne. And the people were standing in front of it, and they were moving away from it, and they looked another time, and they came to me and said, "Why do you paint these horrible paintings, these hurt children, anxious children?" And I try to explain, because it's a part of reality. Right. It's between us, it's among us. Normally I get shocked people. They say, "Beautiful technique," but, "Oh, no, please not." And even one person said years ago to me, "You belong into a jailhouse, you know? That's where you belong." Well, strong reactions, but I wouldn't call them very positive. But I get reaction, and I think you are right. That's what I want. But sometimes I would like to have a little bit more friendly.
But I guess when we see your work, the intrigue. I think when we see one of these pieces, you have different work, because you also have work that shows us the other side of the spectrum, this wonderful beauty that's in the world. But the reality is that there's black and white, there's cold and there's hot. So you're showing the contrast. And I admire that a lot, because that takes a lot of courage to do.
Yes, you are totally right. When I start to paint, normally it's like this. I can't say I will paint a painting. The painting paints me. It's a dialogue between my soul, and the soul says, "Okay, Katrin, stand up, and now you paint this and this." And sometimes my soul is so much in peace and in balance that, of course, there come flowers and animals and a smiling face, and it's a real good feeling. Because I have a lot of peace inside of myself, and from time to time I have to express it. And if people feel that peace on my painting, wow, that's a good moment. That's a real good moment. But then I have to switch over again to the dark side, because that's the same important.
And I think for those who don't know Katrin in person, she's somebody who's always smiling. She's joyful and has this great energy. So every time we meet, I'm always looking for the opportunity to go deeper, because there's so much that we align and that we have in common. And what is the message? What's your message?
Two sorts of message. First of all, I think every painter tries to paint about himself, about his early memories, about traumata, about things which are deep inside of his soul, and making them visible is a sort of understanding them, because you create a distance between your feelings and there's the painting, and in this distance you can think about what you are painting. That's the first thing. And if you, my childhood wasn't very nice and my young years were not nice either, so I had the choice to stay a victim for the rest of my life, and I decided not to stay a victim. I started to paint the things which happened, and I'm no victim anymore. But I can understand young people or kids who had the same youth and the same experiences I had. So perhaps it's the reason why I can paint them, because I paint them, because I had the same experiences which I paint today. But there is one point of danger. If you go on painting, I have such a sad childhood, I have such a bad youth, I took drugs, I had alcohol, you start a sort of stagnation, and an artist has to take care that that doesn't happen, because I'm out of that and I can allow myself to enjoy my life. Not the whole life not my whole life is child abuse anymore. It has been in my life, it's a horror, but it's long ago, and I have the right to enjoy my life. But I should not forget those who have the same youth as I had.
This is for you a responsibility. Basically, yes. You are able now to portray these situations that happen, but you're doing it very detached from it, and from a point where you have survived, and you're still in your journey, yes. And probably, you know, dealing with the past, but able to enjoy your present.
Yes, I'm no victim anymore. I think that's the main part. Even just talking now with you, I didn't express it this way. Painting the things and painting them over and over again causes a distance and gives you the freedom to walk out of it. You are no victim anymore. And I think, thank you. I just found that out. Thank you, Viviana.
No, thank you. Thanks for being open. And the title of these interviews are Art to Heart, because we want to go to the heart. I think it's not enough just with showing the artist and their work. I truly, strongly believe as artists, there's something really divine in each one of us. We have a message. There's something very special to give that the public can benefit from. In your case, it's really, really special. It's close to the cause that we defend at Vivid Arts Network, because we have worked so many years with ECPAT Italia, and it is a cause that hits close to home, and many of our female artists and artists in general has suffered from child abuse, and it is a subject that nobody wants to touch.
And nobody wants to talk about. But never forget, inside, and as you said, everybody is very special. Here's your youth, here's your childhood, but you have to create a place for love and hope and spirit inside of yourself. Yes. And that's what I'm trying to conquer, this isle of hope and love. I do not betray my paintings about child abuse with that, not at all, but it has to be there. And it's so important in these times we have, so full of poorness and sadness and aggression and war and whatever, to flow, to give vibrations of inner love to the people. That's so important.
Because what we're giving multiplies.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And can you tell us about your plans this year? I know you're traveling.
I put a lot of stuff in this year, and it makes me crazy. Next step will be London, the Gagliardi Gallery, then Miami, together with Elisha Ben Itzak. He's making a big show with, with about 60 artists, as far as I remember. Then Las Vegas in the museum, this Southern Nevada Art Museum. And if Chianzano, Chianciano, the Art Museum of Chianciano, and probably baking, probably. So I'm busy. I'm busy and happy and thankful.
I'm gonna ask you something that I like to personally ask the artist because I'm nosy. So how does a day in your studio goes? How do you plan your routine?
I get up in the morning at 7 o'clock and serve the breakfast for my 5 cats. Wow. That has to be very special. And let's say at 8 o'clock I sit in front of my painting and work through the whole day, minus 1 hour sports every day until the night. I meet friends, we cook together, but mainly I paint and write, both. I'm very happy. I'm very happy to be able to live this way. I'm really thankful.
What would be your advice to the young artists, to the art students that are ready to graduate and starting a whole new career, a whole new life? They don't know what to expect in these times, we know. What would be a word of advice of the heart for young painters? For young painters.
Watch the faces of the people. Watch the flows in the street and try to paint that. Try to have a good technique. That's very important because otherwise you can't transport the things. Yes. Watch the people. Be a sort of journalist because I think it's very important that art shows a part of reality, like a journalist, only not with words. Yes. Walk through the streets, watch, be aware, be awake, be aware what happens. Watch life. Enjoy life and watch life.
Katrin, I want to thank you for your time and ask you if there's anything else that you would like to add. One last word of wisdom or from the heart. There's so much that we can learn from you.
No, I don't want you to learn from me. I just want to say thank you. It's the second time I meet you, Viviana, and it's always really a pleasure. You're a very, very special person in this what's the word, Haifischbecken, this shark place. You are such a severe and honest and beautiful person. I would like to thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. And we love you. And stay tuned because in our next magazine, in July issue, we're going to have an interview and we're going to have more information about Katrin Alvarez and a whole article on her work. So stay tuned. Ciao.